Number 32, not as iconic as number 42, but every fan of the Texas Rangers knows what that number represents. Josh Hamilton, of course. But there's more behind number 32 than just the name. There's a story and a legacy of its own. Joshua Holt Hamilton, son of Linda and Tony Hamilton, was born on May 21st, 1981. Raised in a Christian home and set on being a professional baseball player someday, Hamilton made his dreams reality. In the year 1999, he was drafted by the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Later on, Josh married his high school sweetheart, Katie Chadwick. Hamilton fell among bad influences while in the minor leagues, which caused him to start bad habits. Off the field, Hamilton began spending his time in tattoo parlors, where he would paint things on his body without a second thought. The friends Hamilton made there eventually led him to drugs. Hamilton became addicted very quickly and found himself spending every dollar he made for another empty high. The actions he took didn't just affect himself sadly, he hurt his family very much too, including his wife. 3 years later, he woke up on the front step of his grandmother's house, not knowing how he got there because of how badly the drugs had affected his brain and the rest of his body. It was then that he decided things would change. Hamilton worked hard and climbed his way back to the big leagues. In the words of his wife, Katie Hamilton, "God told me he was going to give Josh baseball back, but it wasn't going to be for baseball. It was going to be for something much bigger. He was going to give Josh a platform to help others. It's not by accident that all the things that have happened in our lives have happened." When asked how he recovered from drugs and alcohol, he admits very bluntly, "It's just a God thing." When he got back up to the major leagues, he came up with a splash. Most memorably, he hit the most home runs in a single home run derby round.
Well hit to left field. Duncan is back. He can't get that one. Grand slam.
We tried so hard to understand, but we can't. We held the world out in our hands, and you ran away. It takes some time to let you go, and it shows.
Most memorably, he hit the most home runs in a single home run derby.
You talk about great stories, here's about 5 of them. He leads the major leagues with 95 RBIs from the Texas Rangers. Josh Hamilton. Wait a minute. Did that go where we think it went?
We've never, ever seen anything like what this kid is doing in baseball.
Back, and another one, maybe 500 feet. Well, this one is toward the moon. He's got everybody on his feet. This one is back to right, and it's gone.
He's making a believer out of me. I mean, what a great part of this story. I mean, every aspect of this is a movie waiting to be made. If somebody told you this happened, you wouldn't believe it.
15 big flies.
I think he plans on being up there a while. He's been absolutely amazing.
Wow. Well, in the house that Ruth built, in the place where Lou Gehrig hit him, in a place where Mickey Mantle hit tape measure shots, in a place where Reggie Jackson thrilled him, and you could go on and on and on, in a place that was built to watch home runs. Josh Hamilton of the Texas Rangers has 50,000 plus New Yorkers chanting his name. Gone again. And this is another launcher. Oh, it's tattooed. Back, gone.
You know, we've seen guys get hot and hit a few home runs, but never with the distance that he is hitting. This is awesome.
Another one gone. Way back. Staten Island bound. Back, and goodness gracious, 28 homers.
You know, it's amazing over the past few years what God's done in my life and how quickly He's done it.
Hamilton's body is still haunted by the drug abuse that hurt him so much, but he's learned to not just rely on his own power for the things he does. Now, Hamilton ministers across the country, sharing his testimony with others that may have the same problems. He makes a very special outreach to youth playing baseball. He shares his testimony, and Hamilton also wrote an autobiography named Beyond Belief. Recently, he did an interview called I Am Second, where he shared some of his problems and how he overcomes them.
You know, there was this guy in this suit, dark suit, and you know, I was fighting him, and you know, I know it was the devil because I was fighting him and beating him and knocking him down, and he just had this cold smirk on his face, and he just kept getting up and coming after me, and you know, I was to the point where I was worn out and I couldn't fight anymore, and I woke up. It scared me so bad that I got up out of my bed, went across the hallway to my grandmother's room, knocked on the door. I said, "Grandma?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "I had a bad dream." And I said, can I sleep with you? That's a 25-year-old man asking if he can get into bed with his grandmother. And you know, she welcomed me in. And the next night, I asked God. I said, I need help. I said, I've been trying to do this so long that I can't do it anymore. I can't try anymore. I said, because I fell on my own. You do with me what you want to do with me. But I surrendered. And I noticed the Bible at the end of the bed. And I started just looking through it, and the verse that caught my eye was James 4:7. It says, humble yourself before God, resist the devil, and he'll flee from you. And that's exactly what I did. Within 6 months, I had the same exact dream again. You know, I was knocking him down and beating him and hitting him, and he stood up and he just looked at me. And I looked to my side, and I didn't see Jesus, but I knew he was standing beside me. because we started chasing the devil. And I never woke up feeling more calm and at peace than I ever have. I'm Josh Hamilton, and I am second.